Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today's video we're talking about the Object 7772. This is going to be a tier 10 Russian heavy tank that has had its statistics leaked. So we're going to go over all of these statistics of the tank and talk about this tank and how good it will be. So this tank is going to be, like I said, a tier 10 Russian heavy tank. This tank is in PC as a tier 9, but it is a tier 10 here in Blitz. We'll go over the stats here real quick, and then we're going to talk about the tank. So just remember that Blitz Post does not pick consumables or any of that stuff on their tanks, so all these stats are actually going to be better than what they are right now, so do keep that in mind. So the hit points of this tank are going to be 2,400, pretty standard for a heavy tank. The armor profile is going to be 260 on your turret, 120 on the sides of the turret, and 60 on the rear. Your hull is 240 on the front, 115 on the sides, and 51 on the rear. So regarding the turret, it's probably going to have a strong frontal turret, kind of a weak roof, and of course the front of the tank is going to be pretty decently strong, and of course your sides are going to be weak, and your rear is going to be weak. Seems to have a pretty good armor profile, in my opinion. It looks to be it'll have a pretty strong armor profile. Of course, it is a heavy tank, so you would hope so. Now going over to the gun, let's look at this here. 3,000 DPM. Now remember, the DPM is probably going to be more like 3,100, maybe even more. So an 8.8 second reload for a 430 alpha gun. Very interesting alpha. Never seen a 430 alpha gun before, I'm pretty sure. So it's a weird alpha. 8.8 second reload though. This thing has fantastic gun. Let's look at some other stats of it. You have 250 AP pin, 340 heat, very nice, and 60 AG. Your aim time is 4.1 seconds and 0.326 dispersion, 6 degrees of gun depression, and 20 degrees of gun elevation. So this looks like a really strong gun to me. Great DPM. Great alpha, pretty good accuracy as well, so it looks to be a very strong gun. Now, looking at the mobility, 45 km an hour top speed forward for a heavy tank, not half bad. 12 in reverse, average. 29 forward for your average speed, so it's not horrific in the mobility department, I would say. It doesn't seem to be too bad, but it is a heavy tank, so it's kind of slow still, but, you know, it's not absolutely horrendous. But yeah, so this overall tank, my opinion is this looks like a tank with a great gun, good armor profile, and looks to be like it would be a very strong tank. This will be a very strong tank, I think. Obviously, these statistics could all be changed and it could get nerfed a ton, but if it comes out in its current state, I think this would be a very strong, possibly even OP tank. It looks very good to me. It seems like one of those tanks that will play really smooth. The gun will play really nice, and you'll have, you know, good armor that will bounce a lot, you know, and stuff like that. So I think this will be a pretty solid tank. So we're going to talk about another tank now, the Tornwagen. Now this is going to be a tier 8 from the European nation. Heavy tank as well. We'll go over the statistics of this tank as well here, because this one was leaked as well. So this tank has 1750 HP. The armor is 270 on your turret, 90 on the side, 70 on the rear. The hull is 258 millimeters. So this tank has ridiculous frontal armor. I mean, that turret is tiny. It looks like an M5EO turret, which is pretty ridiculous. I mean, this tank looks like it has ludicrous armor. I can't wait to get the actual armor profile of this tank out. I'll probably make another video about it because this armor is ridiculous. But now moving over to the gun, DPM department, youch. That's where this tank gets a little bit balanced. 1700 DPM. Now remember, it's going to be more like probably 19 to a 2000 DPM because there's nothing on this tank. It's just base statistics, so do remember that. But still, 13.6 second reload for 400 alpha. That's pretty bad. 227 pin, 265, 68 on your HE. 10 degrees of gun depression though, which is amazing on a tank with this turret. Oh, this thing is going to be a hold down beast. 5.5 second aiming time, that's pretty bad. 0.345 dispersion, not the best. Now looking at the mobility though, 37 km an hour top speed forward, 14 in reverse, 27 average. So the mobility isn't fantastic. It's okay. It's a little bit worse than like the tier 10 back here that we talked about. It's a little bit worse than that. Lot worse top speed. So this tank is gonna have, to me, just a hold down king. This just looks like an absolute hold down beast. You're going to want to hold those ridges because you don't have a DPM. You're not going to win in those brawls because you're not going to have the DPM for it. So you just want to keep your whole hitting your lower plate, because I'm sure that lower plate looks super weak to me. Now the upper glacis though, oh my goodness, those are angled ridiculously. So that will be basically impenetrable when you're hold down. As long as you don't have that front plate showing, you should be good. Because I mean, this tank looks stupid from the armor profile. Regarding the gun though, gun isn't the best really. It's just not that good. Long reload, not good accuracy. It's not very good DPM. Not really the best gun. And your mobility really isn't the best. The only thing really going for this tank is the armor profile, but since it's so ridiculous, I still think this will probably be a strong tank. It's a little bit of an odd tank because it's, armor is so good, but the rest of it really isn't that good. So we'll see how much the armor carries this tank, if it's actually good or if it's not really that good just because it can't get out the damage. But yeah, those are the two tanks that we had to go over today, their statistics for these tanks. Not sure when they're going to be out. Could be a while, could be not too long. We will have to wait and see. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.